السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي وحده على أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له في علاه وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اختصه الله برسالته واصطفاه صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وكل من اقتفى أثره واتبع هداه. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وكل من اقتفى أثره واتبع هداه. ثم أما بعد. We welcome our brothers once again after Salaatul Fajr and Sister Salaik, if there's any here. Today, after Salaatul Fajr Sunday, after waking us up, bringing us to Fajr, we are all, however, grateful to His favor and blessing upon all of us. We will use this opportunity to make dua for our brothers in Syria and our brothers in Egypt, our brothers in Somalia, in Ghana, in Mali, and in Nigeria. Where chaos going on around, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save and protect our brothers and our sisters. Us living in the United States, I pray to Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from afflictions and all fitan, and all mihan, and all ihan, all problems and all tribulations and afflictions. May Allah save us from all problems. Those among us who go through some trials with their families or with their jobs, I pray to Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala to rescue all of us. This, as we all travel together from Friday till this moment, this morning I will be returning back to my city, bi-idhnillah. So it's just going to be like few words that I will share with you. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow you to digest and all of us to get benefit in the way we are seated here and gathered here in this masjid, to bring us all together in Jannat al-Firdaus on the day of Qiyamah. The main concept and main goal of worship is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for us to be admitted in Jannah, saved from hellfire, and get the opportunity of seeing the face of Almighty our Lord. And I pray that each and every one of us see the face of Dhul Jalali wal Ikram Almighty. What I would like to share with you this morning is a very simple message with this title: don't choose to lose. Very simple. As I understand it, and we all agree that no person, no single human, no one will say, I prefer to be a loser at the end of my life. A person in his right mind, person with a sound heart, single-hearted, will never claim or will never believe or will never choose to lose in this life. And Muslims, our goal is not only in this life, rather the life after here. So success is our ultimate goal. In Quran, in Surah Al-Asr, chapter 103, page 601, verse 1 to 3, Almighty says, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Our cherishing creator's word by Al-Asr. Some scholars said it's the time of Asr. Some said it's not only the time during Asr prayer, it's just time in general. That a person should not waste his time, because your time is what actually makes you alive. You will only succeed if you take your time seriously. Get opportunity of doing a lot of khair and a lot of ibadat for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he said, all men, without no exception, are in khasara. All men, we are all in khusr, in great lose. And we will all be considered as losers and be in great loss when we do not take the opportunity of believing in Allah, in His messengers, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim, enjoying one another with good and forbidding evil. If we don't, then we're going to be in khasara. That great loss that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about, Prophet ﷺ informed us in hadith, mentioning in the book of Imam al-Tabarani, in the book of Imam Muslim, in Jami' of Imam al-Tirmidhi, and other masanid of scholars. What Prophet ﷺ said is the following: Bada al-Islamu ghariba, wa sayaudu kama bada ghariba. Fatuba lil ghuraba. Islam began as a stranger, and so it shall return. Therefore, tuba for ghuraba. May Allah grant tuba for the strangers. Scholars say tuba is actually Jannah. Others said no, tuba is a special place in Jannah. Others said no, tuba in general is bliss and delectation, happiness. So whatever the case might be, whether tuba is Jannah or tuba is happiness or tuba is just a special place in Jannah, you can see the concept is nothing but what? A good place. On the day of Qiyamah, that Almighty will give ghuraba, the strangers. Now, if I was to ask, or if I ask you right now, who are the strangers, you will say, a strange person. So Prophet ﷺ was asked by Sahaba, who are ghuraba? And obviously we will all like to know who are ghuraba, because if ghuraba will inherit tuba in Jannah, then we all will love to be among ghuraba then. So Sahaba asked, who are ghuraba? Then Prophet ﷺ described them with many, many descriptions. And I will just pick up 3 this Fajr, talk about it, and then we close up and get some, Dunkin' Donut from our brother back there. Who are ghuraba? Prophet was asked. He then said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, an-nuzza'u min al-qaba'il. Who are ghuraba, ya Rasulallah? الذين يصلحون ما أفسد الناس. Who are غرباء يا رسول الله؟ الذين يصلحون إذا فسد الناس. Who are غرباء يا رسول الله؟ أناس صالحون قليل في أناس سوء كثير من يعصيهم أكثر ممن يطيعهم الرجل فيهم ب50 رجلا. Allahu Akbar. So you can see he defined them in this 3 to 4 hadith or ahadith with 4 descriptions. I said I will mention one, but since we love buy one get one free, and that's what Imam al-Zarkashi said last night, trying to even buy one, something free in the grave when the angels come. So I just added one as a tip. And I hope, inshallah, this tip will save us a toll. So when I return back to Philadelphia, they will waive my toll because I paid here. Who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? Who are the strangers? We want to know. We want to be in Jannah. We want to have Tuba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات طوبى لهم وحسن مآب. Meaning those who believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and act righteously, we've prepared Tuba for them and a nice ending. That's what Allah said. We had prepared Tuba for them and a good place, a nice end. So if Allah had prepared Tuba for those who believed, Prophet ﷺ said, among those whom Almighty had prepared Tuba for are ghuraba. You want to be among them? Sahaba, when they asked, Prophet ﷺ said, Humun nuzza'u min al-qabail. They are the chosen ones from different tribes. They are the ghuraba. Nuzza'u min al-qabail. Nuzza'u min al-qabail. At the earliest stage of Islam, when the Messenger of Allah started da'wah, only few people from different tribes believed in him, right? From Banu Taym, only Abu Bakr believed in him, at the very beginning. You see from the Qabila of Hudayl, you see individuals. You see from the Qabila of, Hawazan, some few individuals. So just like that, from this tribe, maybe one or two. From the other tribe, maybe one or two. That's how they believed in him. The rest, they disbelieved in Prophet ﷺ. So those who believed in Prophet ﷺ from Nuza' min al-Qabail, different tribes, their family regarded them as what? Kafirs. They say you are apostated from the way of your forefathers. Why will you believe in this young man, Mohammed, and forget the message of your own forefathers, or the religion of your fathers and the religions of your grandfathers? Why would you do that? So they regarded them as what? Strangers. So Prophet ﷺ said, An-nuzza'u min al-qabail. Person might say, but this gone, this long time. Now you're in 21st century. Billions of Muslims. Now, Nuzza'u min al-Qabail is still up to date. It's not upgraded because it's not, Steve Jobs software to be out of date that you need, to, make sure that, whenever new version comes, you have to install new version. No, the hadith is up to date. Hadith cannot be upgraded. So, Nuzza'u min al-Qabail, we still have them. Do you want to know who are Nuzza'u min al-Qabail today? The few individuals from different families that hold tight onto the sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They hold onto it tight. You may see some of their families will say, man, come on, man, we in America, what you talking about sunnah? In America, what you talking about Islam? Just do what you're going to do, come make salah, pray Fajr, or you pray whenever, you can do. Don't worry about riba, don't worry about, don't worry about interest, don't worry about, Allah himself knows we live in the Western world. It's Western hemisphere. Come on, you don't have to do all this, you don't have to go through all this. It's just 21st century, do it and make tawbah. So the person who takes his deen seriously in United States or in 21st century in general around the world, you see him like different in his own family. He's also from Nuzza'u min al-Qabail. Then Prophet ﷺ was asked, who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? Who are the ghuraba? In another hadith, he said, الَّذِينَ يَصْلُحُونَ إِذَا فَسَدَ النَّاسِ. Ghuraba are those who are righteous when people are corrupted. They will never follow the corruption of others. We're living in a time, certain things, if you don't even commit, people regard it, they look at you, wow. Man, you're kind of strange, man. It's just something simple that everybody do. Everybody, actually, we all doing it. And everybody does it. Why you don't do it? Prophet ﷺ said, when people are corrupted, you see some few individuals among Muslims, they hold tight onto their deen. They are ghuraba. Third hadith, who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah, who are the strangers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepared tuba for. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, alladhina yuslihuna ma afsada nas. They are the ones who actually fix the corruption of others. So you can see this is different from the previous one. The previous one, they are righteous when people are corrupted. But these ones, they are not only righteous, they are also fixing people's corruption, meaning they're guiding others. So the second ghuraba, they try to hold tight onto their deen. They don't worry about others. They're trying to make sure that their deen is right. And what they're doing is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them to do. They're righteous. But these ones are even better than those second ones. Why? Because they are not only holding tight onto their deen, they're trying to also exhibit and delineate that deen onto others and try to pull people to that success that they got in their life. So alladhina yuslihun ma afsada nas. They are the ones who actually fix and put together and call people to the da'wah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the message of Islam. They are ghuraba. The last ghuraba, who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? He said, unasun salihun. They are righteous people, but they are very few. Fi unasin su'in kathir. You see them living among, bunch of corrupted individuals. They are very few. In the societies, the communities, you see them very few. Those who actually regard them as even human beings are very few. But those who hate them are numerous and countless. Yet, they don't even care about those who dislike their methodology. They don't even care about those who don't like them. Unasun salihun, they are righteous people. Fi unasin su'in kathir, living among, many people who are all evil. So I say to my brothers, when you're living in the time of afflictions, in time of problems and tribulations, you may see people holding on to certain things that Islamically they are not right. So when you hold onto your deen and when you hold it tight, when you try your best to be different among people, among the corrupted individuals, you're going to see those who will like you will be few. Maybe in your community, because you're trying to hold tight onto the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and following the teachings of Sahaba. You may wind up in a lot of problems with your own people in the same community. Just be patient. You are one of the ghuraba. But the ghuraba always, they strive harder to achieve this status. They don't say, man, we are the ghuraba, we the ghuraba, man, we get in tuba and you kuffar. They don't do that. Man, you mubtadi', man, you kafir, you go into Jahannam. We the ghuraba, we get tuba for ourselves. Ibn Mas'ud said, man, claiming that you're going to be in Jahannam if you don't take care. Just like Imam Shaykh al-Islam bin Taymiyyah mentioned in his book Majmu'at al-Fatawa, quoting Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Faqih al-Sahaba, Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. So this is what I wanted to share with you before I head back to Philadelphia this morning. Who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? An-nuzza'u min al-qaba'il, the selective individuals from different tribes. Who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? Alladhina yasluhuna idha fasada an-nas, the righteous people among a lot of corrupted individuals. Who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? Those who are trying to fix the corruption of others. Who are ghuraba ya Rasulullah? The few individuals living among very large number of evil people. Those ghuraba, tuba for them. I pray to Almighty that I will be among the ghuraba, you be among the ghuraba, and we all meet in tuba on the day of judgment and having tuba and being regarded before Allah as ghuraba. This is what I came with this morning as breakfast in Al-Minhaal. I hope you enjoyed this breakfast. If you don't enjoy it, try to grab some from the kitchen, and you can syrup it and put some syrup on top of it, or you can get some honey mustard somewhere and sweet it up and dress it up and ketchup it up. Thank you so much. Now, oh, you want to listen to more? MashaAllah, I would love to keep on going. I have a meeting in Philadelphia this morning, so I have to drive like hour and a half. to get to where I'm gonna go this morning in Philadelphia. So that's why I wanted to be on time. But I would love, inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala, to be here back and forth, because I move like an ice cream truck, as I say it all the time, and the engine of my truck is never shut down all the time, so we try to do as much as we can for the deen, inshallah. And I appreciate your time, appreciate your devotion, and I pray to Almighty Allah, for your own success and for my success as well, inshallah.
We were hoping you would warm up today, Shaykh.
Oh, La ilaha illallah. I wanted to really warm up, but those jinn, they're waiting for me in Philadelphia. If I don't make it on time, if I don't make it on time, it's going to be another trouble. So I want to make sure I meet my jinns. I talked to them last night around 2:30. They say, we're waiting for you. So I promised them, inshallah, I'm going to make it this morning, bi'idhnillah. So I just want to go, just feed my eyes for like an hour or two, and boom, make sure I be there, inshallah, for the, next ice cream truck delivery. Inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala. You please don't forget me in your dua. I pray to Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will allow you to remember me in sujood. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for me, never to be angry at me, and I meet Him on the day of judgment while He's pleased with me. This is the only thing I want from you as dua. The day I meet Allah, to be pleased with me, that's all what I want from you. Promise this, just mention me in your dua, you promise me? When you remember me, after saying, man, this troublemaker, man, this young boy, man, just say whatever you're going to say, but just make this dua, reserve this dua for me, and put it in a credit card, when you make sujood. That's all what I want. And I make dua for you as I'm traveling back. And I pray to Almighty, as He said, through His Prophet, a person, traveling, when he makes dua, the dua is answered. I pray that when I make dua for you, the dua will be answered. Inshallah. هذا والعلم عند الله وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.